Get ready to uncover how schools manipulate students' thoughts, stifle their potential, and how politicians steal money in the future of America from kids. Welcome to the JB Sills Show.
I mean, if you don't do anything wrong, why would you care if the government knows everything about you? Right? Who wouldn't want the government to know how many teeth you have? Who wouldn't want the government to know what race you are? Or your migratory status? Who wouldn't not want the government to know this while you're in public school? Well, apparently a lot of people, because today we are going to be talking about the massive data collection system, and oh boy do I have an episode for you today. But first, if you are a smart individual, you should click the subscribe button, and also ding the bell, because we need views, or something like that. Also, we have like almost 100 subscribers, so I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. You know, hey, that's interesting, I guess.
Hasn't even been a year yet, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so, that's interesting, and also we're on all the other platforms if you want to check us out there. But anyway, let's get into the episode today, because we got a good one for you today. So in 1994, a group called the Council of Chief State School Officers, the CCSSO, you may remember them from their making of Common Core. They made that. It was their work. But the people that are in the CCSSO make up the heads of elementary and secondary school in all 50 U.S. states, plus members of the Department of Defense Education Activity, or DDEA, which manages educational programs. So this group is nothing to scoff at. The CCSSO, the Council of Chief State School Officers. And in 1994, they made a little handbook where they detailed how they're going to know literally everything about you. Alright, while you're in public school, they want to know everything you name it, they want to know it, alright? They probably want to know your personal hobbies. I could not find it in there, but I did not read the whole thing. It's like 250 pages. I'll link it in the description. The code is NCES 94303 if you want to search it up yourself. But
you can have fun just scrolling through it, checking out random pages.
I took the liberty of reading a good part of this report, and oh my goodness, the government wants to know a lot of stuff about you. Let's go through some of this, because we have a lot here. So let's get started. All right. Personal information. This category is the least bad. They want to know your first name, middle name, last or surname, generation code, personal title, alias, former legal name, last name at birth, nickname, tribal or clan name, name of an individual or institution. I probably butchered that, but you know what? That's a lot of, why do they need to know your tribal or clan name, for instance? Why do they need to know your alias? Why do they need to know your formal legal name? Why does the government want to know that?
And in case you've forgotten by now, schools are for educating children.
Yeah, at least that's the official, that is the official purpose. Not that ever happens, but, we could pretend it does. But we're just getting started. We are just getting started. Background information. Let's go. Identification number, identification system, race or ethnicity, national ethnic origin subgroup, sex, birth date verification, city of birth, county of birth, state of birth, country of birth, entry date in the United States, citizenship status, country of citizenship, English proficiency language type, religious background, minor or adult status, migratory status, migrant classification subgroup, migrant national certificate of eligibility, status, migrant residency, date. What? What? Now, if you're a senior, when you went to school, all they probably wanted to know was your name, your parents' name, and your age. That's probably all they wanted to know. But now they want to know this crap? First of all, I love how they have English proficiency in there, because now, we're in the situation where English is, not even the official language of the U.S. Now we have people that only speak Spanish or Chinese, which is ridiculous. English is the language of the United States. That's absolutely ridiculous, but of course, they have to have that now, because not everyone knows English. Which makes, I'm sure, classes a lot of fun. But this is, why does the government want to know this? It cannot be benign. Nothing the government ever does is benign. Nothing the government ever does is innocent. We just want to know it for good reasons. You will tell us your information, right? It's insane. It really is. But that's not it. All right. They also want to know your address, and also how to contact you. They want to know your street number, your name of your street number or name, apartment, room, suite number, city, county, state, zip code, country, complete permanent address, complete campus address, telephone status, telephone number, fax number, electronic mail address, electronic mail system, electronic mail carrier, contact, phone number, residence block number, other geographic designation, public school residence status, non-resident attendance rationale, dwelling arrangement, dwelling ownership, head of household. Oh my gosh. I love how they say where is it? I love how they say attendance, non-resident attendance rationale, like it's, school choice. I believe that's referring to school choice, like it's, you have to have a reason for not wanting to go to a terrible school and go to a not as terrible school. I think that's what it's referring to. But honestly, I don't know what half this stuff is referring to. Honest, like I barely even know what a fax machine is. I've never used one. I don't know if I've ever even seen one except for maybe on TV or something.
What is a residence block number?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
But it's ridiculous. And the government wants to know all this. But again, we're just getting started here. All right? They want to know about your family information. They want to know your marital status, financial dependency, number of dependents, family income range, poverty status, family public assistance status, relationship to student, life status, school/local agency, education agency, status, occupation, employment, status, employer, type, highest level of education completed. Oh my goodness. What the heck?
What does your parents' education level have anything to do with how you're going to be educated?
You see, if your parents haven't gone to college, you're not supposed to be homeschooled. Yeah, that's why. Because you can't be homeschooled if your parents haven't completed college. That's why.
It's not like there's programs online.
Or studies show that it actually makes no difference. That's a fact. It makes absolutely no difference how educated your parents are. If it does not matter that if you're homeschooled, that just doesn't matter. It's not important. And they really like to know your income range, because you see, if you're poor, then you get free lunch and free breakfast, and that's become a staple of schooling now, where we have this obesity crisis because of the school lunches and breakfasts, which are atrocious and detestable. And then we get into health conditions, and this is where it starts getting really interesting, all right? School wants to know your height, weight, hair color, eye color, birthmark, and blood type, for starters. That's for starters, all right? Now, they already do a lot of this. Again, they've been building this for many, many years, since 1994. They had this. I don't think this is all in place yet, and there's much more we're not getting to in today's episode. I don't think they put all this in place yet, but it's getting there. You see, so in our school, we have our height taken. We've had our weight taken, and it's going to later on. It's going to talk about your hearing and speech and language, and we've had all that done. So this is
eyesight test.
This is all getting done. This is all getting done by school. They want to know everything about you, everything under the sun. All right, this is the weirdest part. Okay, this is the weirdest part. The government, for some reason, is really, really fascinated by your mouth. And I'm not kidding, unfortunately. They want to know everything there is about your mouth. They want to know your number of teeth, your number of permanent teeth, number of teeth decayed, number of teeth restored, occlusion condition. I think that's the bite. Occlusion? Is that the bite?
No idea.
Is there a dentist watching this? I don't know.
Probably not, but maybe in the future.
They want to know your gum condition, your oral soft tissue condition, if you have any dental prosthetics. I think that's false teeth. Dental prosthetics, yeah. And then orthodontic appliances, and that's like braces.
Braces, yeah.
That's... Why do they want to know this?
On JB's notes, he has a whole section for mouth here.
It's quite large. They want to know a lot about your mouth. I don't know why they want to know all this, but I'm gonna venture to say that it's not for anything good.
It must be an important reason to benefit the well-being of students.
I'm sure. So let me tell you all about my gum condition, right? That'll be great. And like we said, they want to know about your current health, your vision, your hearing, speech, language. They want to give you physicals, which we're planning to do now when schools reopen. The CDC is now recommending schools give those physicals. It's just this is all an excuse to do that. And your blood pressure, because I mean, why not, right? Why the heck not? Why don't school should really just be your to be your doctor. It should be it should give you schooling. It should It should be your new parents. It should be your spouse, whatever.
Who is going to do these physical examinations? Is there going to just be the one nurse in in school?
That'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be a lot of fun.
No, this is going to require an army of government doctors.
Hey, school. Doctors exist for a reason. Then they're not supposed to be in school.
Giving you checkups every day. Alright. And they're really interested in your religion. Which, I mean, who's really surprised? They want to know, are you Amish, Assembly of God, Baptist, Buddhist, Calvinist, Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, Episcopal, Friends, Greek Orthodox, Hindu, Islamic, Jehovah's Witness, Jewish, Latter-day Saints, Lutheran, Mennonite, Methodist, Pentecostal, Presbyterian, other Christian denominations, Seventh-day Adventist, Tao, none, or other.
I'm impressed you passed all of this.
Anyway, that's kind of ridiculous, but of course, I think the reason they do that, I think the reason they want that is because, you see, if you're Catholic, you're conservative, and if you have no religion, you're liberal. I think that's why they want to figure out, they want to see, okay, what's your political, what is your political beliefs going to be? I think that's why they want to do that.
Because kids really know all about politics, and they really have their own firm views.
Right, well, that's what school's job is, to give them those. And but it says what their parents' views are. It says what their it says what their views may be, but it certainly does indicate something. Catholics are probably much more conservative than, say, Hindus. Although I don't know, maybe not, but
I wouldn't know.
I maybe not, but or no religion, atheists. Certain Catholics are much more conservative. So that's that. I think that's why they want to know that. Which is, of course, still nefarious, but I think that's why. They just want to know if you're, if you're conservative, if you're liberal, if you're right-wing, left-wing, whatever. I think that's why. Again, but I can only really guess here. But let me ask you this. Why do you think schools are closed right now? Why do you think schools have been closed for seemingly no reason? I mean, really, they should, I would go back to school today. I would. They're closed for seemingly no real reason. I mean, kids aren't gonna die from COVID. I don't think like a single healthy young person has died, right? So there's really no point of keeping the schools closed, but they are. Now, I don't have any obviously direct evidence of this, but I think that a large reason is because they want to get more of this in place. Because this is, you have to understand how long this has been in the works for. This has not been in the works since 1994. All right, in 1974, 20 years before this handbook came out, there was a National Center for Education Statistics report which showed how you were going to get all this data collection. There was a more primitive version, and then the 1994 version just kind of expanded on it. You can read the first couple pages. They say that. They actually say that. That's what they're doing, is they're expanding on this 1974 thing, which requires huge amounts of data collection as well. But you can go even further back to the 1950s and 60s, when a guy named Benjamin Bloom, we've talked about him a couple times, Benjamin Bloom was working on outcome-based education, which is, of course, where the government decides how your life's going to be run. And, well, to know how someone's life is going to be run, you have to know a lot about them. So this has actually been in the works since the 1950s, 70 years ago. This has been in the works for a very, very long time. And, school is going to seemingly stop at nothing to just know as much as they possibly can. It's gotten worse just while I've been in school. They've started wanting to know your weight, your height, your sight, your hearing, everything. They want to know everything about you. And this has happened even as I've been in school. I've noticed these changes where they've started to want to know this kind of stuff. It happened in elementary school and then middle school and so on. So that's kind of crazy to me that I've been getting to see this change. I've also gotten to see the implementation of Common Core and how much it fails. That was very fun to see, and that's why I'm against Common Core, because of my own personal experience, most of all. But I'm getting off track here. So I think that's going to be about it for today's episode. I hope you found that like a wake-up call, but also kind of terrifying, because the media does not report on this. The media, you cannot find a single article on this, really. So you have to do your own digging, go through the primary documents. I hope this show will inspire you to do some more of your own research.
And this whole shutdown of schools has been like the first mention of schools on the media for like ever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except for free college, of course. We have to mention that every day.
Oh, well, yes.
But apart from that, yeah.
But schools don't matter. It's only educating like future citizens or whatever.
Yeah, no, nothing important about that. Anyway, So, if you are a smart individual, you will click the subscribe button, and you will leave a like, and you will leave a comment. I don't know why I'm doing this weird voice.
I don't know either. Why don't you just wrap up the episode?
Yep. You can follow us on Twitter in the description. You can, click the bell. You can... Yep, alright.
Alright, I've been producer Brooke.
Alright, well, bye. Go to the book.